Hello everyone, thank you for joining this yoga and meditation practice with me today. We're going to start in comfortable, easy sitting pose. Make sure you have your cushion or a chair, something nearby that you can prop yourself up on as we move into our seated meditation. For now, come seated, bring your hands, palms down on your thighs, your knees. And let's take some deep breaths together, bringing our awareness into the space of the body, starting to settle down the mind a bit here by tuning with the breath. Breathing in through the nose, big breath in, filling up, expanding, and exhale. Feel free to let it out with the sigh. Feel the shoulders drop, feel your sit bones touch down on the ground. Big breath in through the nose. Expand all the way through your rib cage, front and back. Exhale. Let it out with a sigh. Settle in. Pause at the end of the exhale. One more deep breath. Inhale. And maybe pause at the top of the inhale. Retain the breath. Exhale. Let all of that air out, fully settle, feel yourself grounded. Keep the eyes closed, take a moment, just tune in. And just taking a moment to meet yourself here on the mat, right here today, allowing whatever is present to arise. And let's introduce some movement into the body, taking care to synchronize that movement with our breath, staying present to the breath as we move. Right ear over to right shoulder. Feel that nice stretch through the left side of the neck. Breathe into that space. Exhale, bring chin down to the chest, and then left ear over to left shoulder. Pause here a moment, deep breath. And continuing that breath, start your half moon circles left and right with the neck, just rotating back and forth, synchronizing with breath. Taking care to feel into all those sensations of stretch through the neck where we hold a lot of our stress and our tension. Sending some breath there through this very gentle stretch. Continuing to keep your sit bones really rooted and grounded down to the mat underneath you. And coming back to neutral head slowly. Take your time, find a neutral center with your head right over your shoulders. Let's invite some movement now into the shoulders, inhaling the shoulders up towards the ears, back, around, and down with your exhale. Getting your torso involved as you stay rooted, grounded, down through the sit bones, taking as big or as small of these circles through the shoulders as feels good and right for you right now. And then switching directions, bringing the shoulders up, forward, and down. Activating that space in the shoulders, maybe all the way down through the fingertips. And then coming back to neutral. Feel your nice tall spine from your sit bones, your tailbone, all the way up. Feel the very top crown of your head extending upwards, even as you stay rooted. Deep breath. Good, inhale, stretch your arms all the way up overhead. Feel that length. Let your torso expand. Let your ribcage expand a bit here, even as you continue to pull your lower belly up and in, staying solid through your foundations and allowing yourself to stretch up towards the sky, reaching up, activating all of that space. Deep breath in, expand through the fingertips even more. Now on your way down, come down slowly. Activate your arms, create resistance all the way. So you should really feel this in your arms and in your shoulders. Feel all that space to either side of you. And bring the arms down. Good, right hand to the right side of your body. Inhale, stretch, create a big long stretch through the left side of the body here. If you'd like, bring that right elbow down on the ground, if that feels good. Otherwise, just keeping that space, maybe pressing your fingertips into the floor. You want to stay long through both sides of the torso. Feel that expansion between the ribs. Let it feel good. Inhale, expand. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale the right arm up. And breathe. Maybe gazing up. If it's not okay with the neck to gaze up, feel free to just gaze down or straight ahead. Find what works for your body. And release the right hand back down. Nice, feel all that length through both sides of the body. And bring your hands on your knees again, palms down. Feel both sit bones, so your sitting bones really rooted and nestled there against the mat. Hands on the knees, we're just gonna circle around through the hips. So you're feeling that your belly here is involved, pulling the belly in as you come to the back, and then sending your chest forward as you come forward. Letting the movement start to feel fluid in the arms and in the elbows. Waking up through the hips here, and then switch directions. Letting the shoulders be involved. Letting the neck feel loose. Good, and slowly making your way back to neutral. Feel again, length of your spine, tailbone all the way to crown of head. And let's navigate to all fours, coming so that your wrists are under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And feel into all that length from your tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Send your tailbone back. Pull your lower belly in slightly so you feel nice and supported through the lower back. From neutral spine, take a big inhale and open up, expand the chest. If you like, you can even press the balls of the feet, your toes into the mat to really accentuate sending the chest forward and through. And exhale, tops of the feet down, press away, pull the belly in, look towards chest. Inhale to open and expand, exhale to round. Take a few more at your own pace. Activating and warming up the spine here. Feel the spine just rippling with movement. And synchronize with breath. Take one more. And meet back in your neutral spine. Deep breath. On your exhale, send hips over to the right, gaze over your right shoulder. And back to center. And just finding that nice rhythm, right and left, coming to neutral and then right. Let it feel good. Make the movement be as big or as small as feels right for you. Just waking up, warming up. Let your elbows get involved and bend. Breathe nice and deeply. Good, come back neutral. Let's prepare for downward facing dog. Feel free to take that nice wide downward facing dog. Allows for a lot of space through the back body, back of the pelvis. So opening up the feet wide if you like, either side of the mat, lifting your hips up towards the sky, and just waking up, warming up in this first downward dog. Pressing one heel, then the other. If you like, down towards the ground, just walking through the heels. Maybe swaying the hips side to side. Or finding some stillness and just breathing into all of that length through your spine. Take another deep breath here. Press away into the knuckles so you don't want to feel that pressure in your wrist. And then come back onto your knees. Bring your hips down to your heels. Child's pose. And feel free to bring your fingers to touch. Your index fingers so you have that nice space for your shoulders. Or if you'd like to bring your arms down by your side, that feels good too. Whatever you'd like here. Open the knees a little wider if you have any pressure at all in your lower back. And just let yourself land here, breathing into especially that space through the lower back. And letting the forehead rest. If you need to, even stacking the wrist or the hands so that the forehead can rest, if that's more accessible. So you feel that your forehead can rest and release, relaxing through your face, relaxing through your jaw. And then coming forward again onto hands and knees. Coming up onto the ball of the feet for our plank pose. Pulling the lower belly in. Pressing all the way up through the upper body so that you're stable and not sagging down towards the ground. Really lifting up through the hips and the upper torso here. Pulling your lower belly in. Take one more big inhale. Come down onto your knees, tops of the feet flat, and lower down your chin and your chest. Nice and slow, hug the elbows in. Press your chest forward and through, and come up into your low cobra here. You can keep the legs extended wide. Press your hips down into the mat. Pull your lower belly in. And just enough that you feel that activation in the lower back. A place you can stay and breathe for a few breaths and just allow your body to expand into the supported backward bend. And keeping your head in line with your heart so that you're not throwing your head back. Continuing to breathe and to draw the shoulders down and back. Gliding them down the back as you gaze forward and gaze up. Good, press up onto hands and knees. One more time, send your hips back to your heels. And from here, we'll flow up onto the knees with our inhale. And if you'd like to take just a gentle backward bend as you gaze up, and then exhale, hips down to your heels. You can grab for the feet here. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hips to heels. And really use your core here, use your lower belly to protect your lower back. Inhale, arms up. Finding some space. Exhale. Couple more, inhale. Squeezing through the inner thighs. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Take a moment, child's pose. Hold for the feet, really feel the grounding of your feet here, making that contact, just closing that energy loop in the body for a moment. And then using your hands to support yourself, coming up onto your knees. We're just going to bring the right leg out to the side. So I'll just show you from here. And bring your right leg, extend it out. We're going to just stretch through the right arm. So bringing the left hand down and stretching the right arm up and overhead. So bringing the bicep in line with the ear. And just feel that nice straight line from your right fingertips all the way down the side of the body, pressing into the right foot. Feeling that line of energy in your body. Gazing up, breathe. Good, bring your right hand to your right hip to press yourself back up. And we'll just do the other side, bringing your right knee on the mat, extending your left leg out, really pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. And then bringing your right hand down to the mat, extending through your left arms. You feel that nice stretch through your whole side body, really press into the feet, feel all the extension that you can through your body. Energetically feel your fingertips reaching further. And see if you can attune again to that line of energy from your foot all the way through to your fingertips. And good, and bring left hand to your left hip, press yourself up. Good, and on the knees here, just gonna tuck your feet underneath you so that we can come down onto the back, so bring the feet out in front. Stretch the arms forward, pull your belly in, and just roll yourself down, vertebrae by vertebrae, down to the mat. Good, and take a moment, walk the feet a little closer to your hips. Let the knees just fall together for a moment and feel the support of the ground for your lower back. So feeling that you can just completely relax here, feeling the support of the ground underneath you for a moment. This constructive resting pose, feeling into your two shoulders, your two hips. Just nestled and settled into the mat underneath you. Take a deep breath here. Let's take our bridge pose. Bring the feet close to the hips so that the fingertips can graze the back of the heels. Press your feet into the floor. Feel your inner thighs already engage. Inhale, lift your hips up towards the sky. Press into the feet, activate the legs. If you'd like, you can walk One shoulder at a time underneath you. Clasp your hands. And continue to lift the hips towards the sky. Just make sure the knees aren't coming apart. Really squeeze the inner thighs to keep the knees hip-width distance apart. Activate through the feet. Inhale, lift up through the hips. Take one more breath here. On your exhale, slowly let yourself lower. See how slowly you can come down. And if you can feel your spine just unwinding all the way down through your tailbone. And then resting on the mat. Bring your feet out wide here for a moment, so as wide as the mat. Bring your arms out like cactus arms to either side. And just let the knees fall over to the right and the left. Just windshield wipering through the legs a couple times here. Breathing deeply. Letting the hips be loose here. Releasing any tension in the hips just by paying attention to breath. Giving yourself a little massage through the back of the sacrum here. And then bringing the knees to point back up towards the sky. And just work your feet together here, allowing the knees to drop open. And find just right spot for you. If it's too much, just scoot your feet up towards the top of the mat. If you want a little bit more, bring the feet a little bit closer in towards your hips. And you can use your hands just to gently guide the knees open towards the sides of your mat. Allowing for that gentle arch through the lower back, through your lumbar spine. Breathing deeply here. Feeling again those points of contact. The hips and the shoulders nestled on the mat. Allowing yourself to just start to relax and land in this position. If it's too much intensity, then just be willing to scoot your feet a little bit closer up towards the top of the mat so that you can rest in the pose. Let your body relax into the pose. And stay fully attuned to the rhythm of the breath in and out through the nose. And that's what's creating the magic of the pose. Letting the breath move through the body as the body starts to settle and relax. And anytime you're ready, you can move into your final Shavasana. First by bringing the knees up towards the ceiling and then extending the legs out in front of you. If there's any other pose you feel you'd like to take before we take our final Shavasana, feel free to take that now. And then meet us in Shavasana, allowing the feet, the arms to relax. And giving ourselves a moment to integrate in our bodies. All the opening through the body and the breath. Feeling into that expansion within your body. And at the same time, allowing yourself to settle with each exhale a little bit more deeply. Just receiving the energy of the ground underneath you. letting any sounds from your environment just wash over you. Staying connected to just being in center and letting the breath wash through the body. And now let's stretch the arms up overhead, taking a big stretch, like a morning stretch. So reaching through your fingertips, reaching through your toes, stretching one arm and the other, getting really long, enjoying that nice length of your body from head to toe. And as you're ready, rolling over onto your right side, coming into fetal position for a moment, letting your cheek rest on your arm, taking a breath here, settling. And then pressing your way up. And take a moment here to set up your space for meditation. Feel free to sit on a cushion right underneath you so that your hips are propped up higher than your knees. Grab your chair and have your feet, if you can, on the floor. Or third option, grab your pillow or your bolsters and sit so that you're straddling the bolster and just staying up high. In this way, keeping the hips above the knees, whichever way supports you to be able to sit up nice and tall, as easeful as possible. And then bring hands down to your thighs. Let your eyes gently close. Re-engage with your breath. Find that stillness of your body within your breath. And just receive yourself here in this seated position for a moment. Feel your shoulders and your jaw settle. Feel your face relax as your breath relaxes. See if you can feel held by the space of your breath as it moves in and out. Tuning in to receive your physical body exactly as it is without judgment. And using the breath and especially your exhale to release with a sigh anything that feels stuck or constricted or you just feel would serve you to sigh it out, really using that exhale. Anytime you need it to settle a little bit more deeply into yourself. And again, let's bring our full attention for a moment to the space of the heart. And if you would like, using your hands to guide your awareness there, placing one hand on top of the other at your heart space. If you find that your awareness is really stuck up in the space of the mind, you can use the tool of tapping with your fingertips down through your temples and your face, just drawing your awareness down through the jaw, through the neck, through the chest to land at the space of the heart. And then either way, settling yourself for a moment deep within your chest, your heart space. as if you're looking for that deep, still point right in the very center of your heart. And it might help to visualize that point as a point of light or a flame within your heart. And continuing to breathe as if you could breathe breath right in from that point in the center of the heart space. And take a moment now to attune to the quality of love within your heart. So inviting in that quality of love that rests within the center of our hearts. And if it helps, inviting in the image of a person near to your heart, allowing that image to spark that quality of love, and then settling into the feeling itself, letting that person just gently go, and staying with that quality of love. Let that quality of love expand with your breath. Maybe starting to feel that quality of love circulate through the space of the heart and further still out through all the cells of your body now. As you continue to rest deep within the center of your own heart. And then releasing your hands down again onto the thighs if they're on your heart. And letting your awareness very slowly, very gently drop down through the space of your torso. Down through the space of your hips and your legs. And let your awareness drop all the way down until it lands deep within the space of your feet. So feeling into the feet, and you can use your hands if you like to place your hands on your feet for a moment. If that helps, just presence yourself down in the space of your feet. And we want to bring ourselves down in the feet so that we're having the experience of really inhabiting the feet from the heels all the way to the toes, really landing in the space of the feet. Feeling this connection to our deeply grounded presence down into the feet. And if it helps, you might visualize anchors or tethers from the center, soles of your feet, connecting all the way down into the space of the earth. Feeling that anchor, that tether, drawing down several feet down into the earth. Perhaps you might be able to visualize that cord all the way deep into the very center of the earth. And breathing into that deeply grounded presence. And again, breathing out anything that might need releasing, feeling free to always use that gentle sigh with the breath. And keeping the sense of your grounded presence. Draw your awareness slowly up through the legs as if you're drawing that energy from the ground up through the legs and into your lower belly. And if it helps to place your hands on your lower belly, place the hands there and allow yourself to deeply breathe into and from the space of your lower belly. Inhaling into that expansion of your lower belly, softening. Exhaling, feeling that slight contraction of the belly, almost as if you're drawing the energy up and in towards the space of your heart. Inhaling to expand, and you might have the sense of those roots again, just expanding outwards into the earth underneath you. And exhaling, drawing that energy back up and in towards the space of the heart. And slowly release your hands back down onto your thighs. And draw your awareness again back up into the space of the heart, pausing there for a moment to reconnect with that quality of love in the space of the heart. And then traveling your awareness up into the space of your mind now. And you might visualize finding a point, a still center right in the very center of your head. Tracing two small inner arcs from your ears inward to meet right at the center of your head. resting in this still point in the center of the head, you may feel that your mind is unusually quiet now, especially after having really grounded down and into the space of the body. So enjoying that dynamic stillness within the mind. Noticing if there's any thoughts or images, maybe inspirations, and visions coming into the space of the mind, and just allowing them to flow through that space as you continue to breathe in and out through the nose. And if you feel inclined, taking a moment to connect even further out, meeting the space outside of the body, connecting to that space of the cosmos, connecting wider, feeling that you're still attuned inward to the space of the body, but allowing for that connection upwards and outwards for a moment. Opening yourself, if it feels right, to the wisdom and the guidance. Always ready, available to pour through at any moment. Now taking a moment to come fully to inhabit the space of your whole body, from very top crown of your head all the way down through the body, down and into the space of the feet. Allowing ourselves to inhabit the full space of our body. Just noticing with curiosity and without judgment any places in the body that might feel harder to inhabit or to feel. And taking another few moments here in silence, breathing in, breathing out into this experience of sitting inside the space of your whole body all at once. And slowly bringing your hands to meet at your heart center. And gently bowing your chin to your chest, your head to your heart. Sending yourself some appreciation for taking this time to connect with yourself this morning. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for being with me today. Namaste.